Looks overcast, because it's like overcast, like cloudy, but cast, like a fan cat. It's not my best. What are we doing today? What's up, guys? It's Pie Man. It's a midweek fancast. What? Yes, we'll still have one at Sunday at 5. I just wanted to do something special to commemorate the fact that we've just reached 800 subscribers on the channel. Good job. So thank you guys so much for that. That's awesome. It's so cool. And I really, I really love to try and reach 1,000 before the end of the year, because I'm kind of having to do more and more full-time, like, other work to get by, and it would be awesome to start making money on YouTube before the end of the year. So please, if you love the videos, please share. And I know you guys love Fancast. Who doesn't love a good Fancast? So we're going to check out Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs today, because it's been requested. And yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine it being overly likely that they do this. They got a sequel out of it. It was pretty good. And then they've got an animated show that's on like Cartoon Network or something, and it doesn't have any of the original cast in it. But it kind of, that feels like it's probably reached its limit for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but you never know what's going to get a live-action adaptation these days, do you? No, cheeky companies always doing extra news, extra stuff, old stuff, good news version stuff, yeah. So we're going to try and cast what it would look like if they just redid this live-action. It would be inexplicable, but it could happen. You never know. So, here we go. So, Flint Lockwood, that's right. He's a young-ish inventor. Never really explains kind of age that he's at. His dad wants him to come work in the tackle shop with him or whatever, but he's doing inventing things, and he's happy inventing things. And he likes to do that because his mom encouraged him to, and dead mom, yeah. So, I'm guessing mid-20s to late 20s. Somewhere in that kind of region is where he's at. And he's kind of this nervy lead, he's a kind of like Jesse Eisenberg-y lead. I'm not actually casting Jesse Eisenberg, just like, that's a good example of that kind of role. I'm going to cast Jack Quaid. Yes, the royalty in acting terms. Son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan. But Jack Quaid's been doing some awesome work on The Boys lately. He's the lead in that, and he is quite a nervy kind of lead who gets this super hot girlfriend who's way out of his league, and he's all like, whoa! And there's other stuff to it as well. The Boys is awesome. But as Flint Lockwood, he'd again be that kind of nervy lead. He'd be a bit smarter than he is at times in The Boys for sure. But Jack Quaid's got that kind of gangly tall, not that big and tough, kind of leading nervy boy role. Nervy nerdy. That's what I call him. And that's exactly what Flint Lockwood is. He's one of those types. Sam Sparks is his love interest, and it's a pretty basic type of role, because she's this weather intern that wants to be taken seriously, but they just think she's pretty, and then everyone's really mean to her if she puts on glasses because they think that makes her look less pretty. And I don't know, like the first film came out in 2014, I don't know, but it came out this decade, and it felt like, really? Are we still there? I don't know. But I think Florence Pugh would be amazing at Sam Sparks, because she's the kind of person who would do so well acting entirely fed up with that kind of trope, if they really stick to that in another in a reboot of this. So she just seems like the kind who'd just be like, what? Seriously? Like, what the fuck? Because she's to me like a young Scarlett Johansson, and she is starring alongside Scarlett Johansson in the never to be released Black Widow. It's been delayed again. Steve is the monkey that talks. It's a weird film. And it was Neil Patrick Harris in the original, and it could easily be Neil Patrick Harris in another one, but since I always, I vow, it's my solemn fancasting swear to always try and, imagine who else could do it, if they don't want to bring back any of the original cast for whatever reason. So I'm going to say Frank Welker. It's a pretty obvious choice. I don't often go down from the A-list casting of the original, but Frank Welker is just amazing. He's just he's one of my favorite voice actors in the world, and he's done, you know, he is the voice of Scooby-Doo, you know, ever since Don Messick passed away, and he's just kind of, it's just kind of yes, you know, anytime you have, I'd say either a talking animal character or a human character who has a strange or unusual voice in animation, I would just be like, yeah, Frank Welker can do it. He can do anything. He's a god. Tim Lockwood is the best character in the film. He's the technophobic dad of Flint, who kind of, he's just there looking grumpy for the whole film. So it's got to be Nick Offerman. Because if you don't want Ron Swanson playing that role, you're crazy. I actually had to look up and check that it wasn't Nick Offerman who played the role originally. No, it was James Caan, of course. The epitome of kind of estranged dad actors, right? Yeah. But no, Nick Offerman as Tim Lockwood. Oh. That's the thing that got me most excited about doing this fan cast. Yeah. Mayor Shelbourne, yeah. They'd have to do some pretty serious CGI work or something to have him in a live action adaptation, because he's this small annoying mayor guy who then just never stops eating once the food starts falling from the sky and becomes massively overweight, and he's also a dick. And it's kind of, he's not like old, you know? I kind of thought he's probably in like his 50s, so I started looking up actors in their 50s. I think Sam Rockwell. I cast Sam Rockwell in some stuff recently, and I just love casting Sam Rockwell and stuff, because he's in so many things at the moment. He's having such a great career rejuvenance ever since like 2016, 17, and all the roles he does are such a great mix of things, but a couple he's done, you know, 3 Billboards, Jojo Rabbit, are these kind of lovable but sleazy or annoying characters. It's a weird way to describe it, but I definitely think he'd be great at Mayor Shelbourne, just, you know, fatter, and becoming more and more of an annoying nuisance dick throughout. Baby Brent McHale. Yeah. It's another annoying character. Half the characters in this annoy me quite a lot. But I think it'd be really good if it was Chris Pratt. Remember Chris Pratt in like Parks and Rec days? He was this kind of just lovable giant baby as Andy Dwyer. He was hilarious. I loved him in that. And, you know, that's a lot like what Baby Brent McHale's like. Yeah, he's just this big guy, bit overweight, turns into like a chicken at the end. I don't know. Oh. But Chris Pratt is one of the few people out there who I imagine could do that kind of dumb character in a way that he wouldn't be annoying, really. Officer Earl Devereaux is a very complicated role to cast, because I think I'm just going to cast Terry Crews. Terry Crews played him, but in the sequel, in the first one, it was Mr. T played him, so I'm kind of like, well, I'm not casting the person who played him in the original film. Yeah, it's a kind of dodgy choice, but Terry Crews is just so perfect in that role. Oh my goodness, live action, he'd be so perfect in that role. It's not even a question, you know, that'd just be so good. So I'm just going to leave that, Terry Crews, you know. Alright. That is son, Calvin Devereaux. It's kind of hard. He is like meant to be, it seems, like 6. You know, he's very, very young, and it's very hard to find actors who are actually known at all, you know, and are that age still. I'm just gonna say somebody, if you know, could do it, is like J.D. McCrary. He's maybe a bit old now. I think he's 13. He could easily still play like probably 9 or 10. But yeah, I don't quite know how young he's meant to be in that. He's very young though, so you kind of might need to just go totally unknown for that one. Finally, you need Manny, because Manny is the show stealer, okay? Of all the great characters here, I mean Tim Lockwood as well. God damn, they're both great, you know. It's the side characters who usually don't have that many lines, don't really have eyes, either of them. Much, no. But it's those two that really steal this whole film for me. And Manny is just he's this Guatemalan cameraman who works with Sam, who just is the greatest Mary Sue in all film. He just knows everything. He was like a pilot and like a doctor in his previous life or whatever. He's just so great. And I would really like to see somebody like Oscar Isaac play him, because I just even if they wanted to CGI him to be shorter, Oscar Isaac is Guatemalan American, right? And he, he's just got such star power. He's just such this attractive guy that it would just be so funny to me to have him as this really short guy walk in and be like, hello, it is me. I just think that'd be great. And that's all for this Fancast, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. And if you did, then you might like to subscribe. Or if you've already subscribed, you might like to share this video somewhere. And stuff. And also comment to let me know what other Fancast you want to see in the channel, of course, because if I do continue doing 2 a week, then I'll need more suggestions. Yeah, definitely. Also, please subscribe. Bye!